The victory. She tickles me when she's Contest DJ.
Amgueddfa Cymru National Museum Wales, we represent two different museums. We represent St Fagans, the National History Museum, a rather dopey looking, and we represent the glory of the National Roman Legion Museum. This morning we're going to show you the fighting styles of two ancient armies, the Romans and the Celts. When I say fighting styles, only one is using a style, the other one is just sort of free-forming, but that's what they do. So in order to do this, we're going to hand over first of all to the Celts and see what they can show you.
Hi, good morning everybody. My name is Gwalch Gwyn, and today I am the leader of the Siluri. The Siluri tribe have been fighting very, very well for the last 30-40 years. We've been fighting for about 30 years against the Roman army. They've not found an answer against our tactics yet. The reason why they built so many forts is because of people like my grandfather who fought alongside Caradog, and my father who fought after Caradog's capture, and now it's up to me to lead the chieftains, warriors into battle and make our land free again from the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire stands for slavery, it stands for persecution against the free tribes of the north and to the west. It believes that we cannot be without them. They understand nothing but war. That's basically Roman peace. And for all of my life, since I was a young boy, I've not known 1 year of peace at all. My father taught me well. I went to live with another chieftain, his family, in another tribe to make sure that we had allies when I grew up to be the next chieftain, and I had to move back home because that tribe collapsed under the yoke of the Roman Empire. All I remember as a child from the Romans is the burning fields and villages and towns on fire, and not a very happy memory either. Not 1 year of peace have I had. And this is why I fight, so that my daughter, when she grows up to be the next chieftain, she's not just going to be somebody's wife. She's going to be someone who has decisions, can make decisions, can be a powerful leader in her own right, not somebody else's wife. She is her own person. It's one of the main reasons why it drives me to fight against the Romans and to kick them out of my land so that we can live the way that we want to. The way we do that is by speed, tactics and guerrilla warfare. It's difficult to fight against the Romans head on. We've done it in the past and we've been successful. The main reason, the main tactic we use is speed and ambush tactics. Our armour is pretty decent when we're wearing it, but most warriors don't want to wear the armour because it makes you heavy, you tire quickly, and the idea is that you hit and run an awful lot. If you look at these Romans, they might look nice and shiny, but they're pretty slow and they tire quickly. They train a lot, it's just not enough. My warriors have been training since they were children, sometimes out of necessity, sometimes out of choice. These people are trained, but they're trained basically as adults. They don't have the strength or the stamina of my warriors. Now, you can see that I am wearing chainmail. This chainmail is very, very flexible. It's also a technology that the Romans copied from Iron Age people, from Iron Age Celts, all around Europe, probably Britain as well. They copy our helmets, they copy our armour, because they know it is good. Now you see my warriors here are using spears, not so much heavy swords and large shields, and that is their choice. A spear is a very, very cheap but a very, very useful weapon, whereas I am more heavily armoured. Now then, if I call on Gwal here to come with me, I shall show you how my armour is there to fight, to protect myself from these Romans. Now the first thing I'm going to show you is the use of my shield. Now you see my shield is slightly different to that of the Roman. The Roman shield is basically there to push and to protect the body, whereas my shield is quite heavy, but it's also an offensive weapon. It's my primary weapon. I could fight a Roman soldier with a shield and nothing else if I needed to. It'll protect me, so if you hit me... So it protects well, but if he was going to block me, if he was going to hit me, I could also block away. And hits like that. I've got two prongs either side, which basically can, and have done in the past, smash into Roman shields and break them. Or if not break the shield, break the arms behind it. And the shield is nothing without the arm behind it. So this is a very, very good weapon to fight against the Romans. It's very, very cheap. Now the helmet I've got on my head, the reason why it's this shape, you see the Romans have basically got round helmets designed to fight against the Mediterranean people, I suppose. But this helmet here is designed against swords that have got points, but also razor sharp edges. And the reason for that is if someone hits me on the head, I don't want to get knocked out, or I don't want my head broken, basically. So if you do that again, you can see that it basically just slides off the sides. It's quite loud, but it really, I could feel nothing at all. So it's a very, very useful thing. So it's an important piece of kit, but it is something that will keep me alive on the battlefield a lot longer. And also as well the chainmail. You just cut across. Yeah, so razor sharp edges just slide off the end and you really can't feel anything. So it all depends on the tactics and the skill of the warrior, what the warrior wants. Now, the forests around here and the hills and the mountains are our main places to fight. When the Romans are moving from A to B, they usually tend to move in columns. So if you two would like to be the Roman column, and these two guys here, so if you go one in front of the other, you that side, and you the other side. And now you attack the back. So we don't tend to attack. These lines can be at least about a mile, maybe 2 miles long sometimes. And when we're either side of the path, our warriors will run in on the sides, attack the back, not the front of the column. So that pushes, that means the column has to stop and try and basically protect the back, which they can't do. They're also not armoured. They're dressed in all that armour, but they're not using it. The shields are on their back, they have no way of protection, and there's a lot of Roman legions that just basically disappear because of that. It's a simple tactic, it's still a tactic used by many, many people all over the world nowadays, today, fighting against professional armies that have very, very little training and experience, a lot of them, by the look of it. Anyway, so we will use a lot of our speed, agility, and our just sheer natural aggression against these Romans, and hopefully destroy their battle lines and crush them and send them running with their tails between their legs. At the end of the day, I hope.
Think so, do you? Okay. Now, That was a very classic Celtic demonstration. Lots of words, very little action. A lot of it gets made up as they go along. That's the problem with not having a written language. They don't read, they don't write, so therefore you make up a lot of stuff. I'm going to show you some Roman discipline. Now, I can quite understand how some people might just want to spend their time sitting around on their backsides all day, picking fluff out of their belly buttons, and occasionally poking a sheep with a stick and calling it farming. But that's no way to build civilization. That's what we Romans have, a civilization. And a civilization is built on order, and it's built on working as a team. Our team, our Roman army, is our family, and we all work together. I am the head of the family. I am a centurion, hence the fact I wear this helmet with a crest on top so people can clearly see me in battle and follow my orders. When I say follow my orders, this is fundamental to what we do as Romans, because my whole unit of men will do exactly as they're told, working together. Intente! See, it took him about 5 minutes to get them into one line. I just used one word. Duos, passos, cleaner. Intente. Sinistorum vertite. Retrostorum vertite. Sinistorum vertite. Intente. Duos, passos, cleaner. So it's quite easy for me to control my entire unit just through the commands. Ad agony. So this is forming a marching column. I appreciate it's hard to imagine with just a small number of soldiers in front of you, but the idea is you're going to have a whole line, a whole legion, possibly even 1,000 men, all in a marching column like this. It's the quickest and most efficient way to move from one place to another. This is how, from a culture like the Romans, you build things like roads, cities, and a whole economy that works very effectively. Something perhaps our modern governments could learn a bit about. Procite! Ad gladium cleaner! Ad gladium cleaner! Ad gladium cleaner. Consistite. So you can see a very efficient movement, even in the way that they move, the way they're trained, everything. Ad asiem. So we move now into a battle line. This is the classic Roman line. We're facing up against our enemies. We think it's very sensible, if you're going to fight a battle, it's generally better for your enemies to run at you rather than the other way around. So you want them to do all the hard work, and when they get to you, they're probably already a little bit tired. Gladius stringite. This is the gladius sword used by the Roman soldiers. Behind Gutum shield, they are very well protected, and as the enemy run in with their long slashing swords or their crudely made spears, this is what they get. Mite! 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 Wave upon wave, the enemy run into those shields and end up breaking like the tide. Through them like meat grinder. Mite! 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 Now, admittedly, stabbing a large number of Celts can be quite tiring. So we've developed a system for allowing our soldiers, some of them to rest, whilst others are actually doing the fighting. So I'm going to use this to arrange different battle lines. Intente, intra, duos passos, cleaner. Intra, form the two lines. That's better. I will speak to you about this afterwards. Pay attention, yes. Mite, mite, langia dex. Mite, mite, langia dex. Mite, mite, langia dex. Mite, mite, langia dex. So you can see very efficient fighting style, Soldiers can be rotated in and out to give people a rest. This is because we're looking after ourselves. We're fighting as a team, not as individuals out for personal glory. The chieftain mentioned that he was the only one in armour. He forgot to mention the fact that this is because he has all the wealth and he's the only one interested in protecting himself. We all wear armour. Classic armour, the Roman soldier, the lorica segmentata, allows protection against their long slashing weapons. Exactly the same thing he was talking about with their helmets works for all of our armour, including the body armour. Very effective fighting style. Ad testudinum. We're going to form a different formation now. This is called the testudo, the tortoise. This allows us to work almost like a human tank. So if you're fighting against formations, you're attacking a fort where people are throwing stones at you. This lot haven't got their head round bows and arrows yet. It's a little too advanced for them. So it's sticks and stones mostly. This gives us protection. Prosite. Now, a full century of soldiers performing this gives you a huge tank where they're protecting each other, the front and also to the sides as well, with archers who can give support. Consestite. Retrostorum vertite. With single commands, I can control the whole unit of men so that they are working together. This is what training is, not occasionally breaking out your spear and jabbing at some villager across the way. This is how you fight as a professional army. Prosite. Consestite. Intente. Audacium.
About time for you lot to go home. Bye-bye. Had enough of you lot coming over here, just killing us, taking all our stuff, taking our land.
So, do you want to talk to me or just shout at me? I don't understand a word of what you're saying.
Send every inch of you home.
I don't understand you, sorry, what?
I will send van hyn bryd I chi fynd gartre.
Oh, no, I don't get any of that. I know what that's all about. I think he's just making up words as he goes along.
Send them home!
Reform the battle line facing the enemy.
Make sure you break the line. Make sure you make them pay for every single thing that they have done. Been here, we've done this before, many times before. We will not
It appears they're looking for a
send
fight.
them back today.
It's gonna make someone squeal.
Their shields will
Finish
speak
you!
for our shields. Today will be a proud day, a red day. Roma Victoria!
Roma Victoria! Come on, shit! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
Nice and easy.
Hold! Come on! Hold!
Parati! Younger!
This time you're gonna get it! Yeah, you first. Come on! Come on! Come on!
Younger!
Come on, there you! Come on, come on, let's do!
least they got one.
He's always sneaky there, isn't he? Last time he killed him on the guinea pig. Oh, good going, guys.
Here, here. Stavros.
Attack!
Give a good kick there. She was dead.
Nice to make it out then. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the Roman army is the greatest army in the world. And that's very important in events like this. We have to use a round of applause to raise the dead. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please give the dead a round of applause.
Thank you very much for watching us. Please remember that the Empire event is on at the National Roman Legion Museum from the 27th and 28th of August, and you can see Celtic life in Brynera in St Fagans as the first building to open as part of the new redevelopment project, and it's all for free. Small charge for the Empire event, but the museums for Wales are free. Diolch yn fawr, thank you very much.